Imagine an important job interview at a company that you have dreamed of working for, or to make partner, or a presentation for a VIP client. How would you show up to those? How would you prepare for them? Putting your best self forward while remaining honest and integrity, staying grounded and present through nervousness, being thoughtful, resourceful, feeling good while making them feel good. Dating is sometimes viewed topically as a long interview process where both parties are figuring out if the other is the right fit for the job. But it's really quite a nuanced experiment full of self discovery and constantly meeting new parts of yourself and each other. Figuring out if your dreams, desires, and goals align. Do your values align? Do you communicate well with each other? Do your weird, quirky qualities play well with each other? Is there space to heal and grow together? Unfortunately, many end up settling rather than picking the most aligned or sticking with the interview analogy, the most qualified. So let's make sure you, good sir, fit the most qualified bill. Now, I hope personal hygiene goes without saying, but you should be showered, have brushed your teeth, you should be wearing deodorant, and don't show up smelling or tasting like an ashtray or Mary Jane. Go easy on the cologne. Women are more sensitive to smell than men. If you have facial hair, make sure it's trimmed and looks neat. And same with any hair on your head. Another aspect of personal hygiene, how you keep your external spaces, is a reflection of how your internal space is. So make sure your car is also clean, like no trash or shit everywhere. And it shouldn't look like this normally, but especially if you are offering a first impression, messy, dirty, disorganized, immediate turn off. She doesn't want to be in a car that looks like a toddler has had a field day. This type of personal hygiene says you have a lack of respect for your things, for the spaces you inhabit, and for yourself, and unconsciously tells a woman she'll have to step into the role of mother with you, which neither of you actually want. So clean your shit up. In terms of sex and sexual relations, I will say it now and I will also reiterate this point later. No sex on the first several dates. However, if trimming down there makes you feel sexy because your dick looks bigger or whatever, go ahead and do it. But do not do it because you plan to get lucky. Believe me, women like sex too. But most of us have been taught that all men want is sex, and that if we give it to you, we'll receive love in return. And sometimes we do, and sometimes we don't. So the way that energy flows between a male and a female is circular. It goes out of her heart and is received into yours. It moves from your heart down your body and out your lingam or your penis, received into her yoni or her vaginal space, up her body and back to her heart. So, where it's quite vulnerable for you to open your heart to receive that loving energy from her there, it's actually the same vulnerability for her to receive from you where you outwardly give it. She's expected to honor that in you, but it often doesn't get honored for her. And so, since you're an elevated man and you want an elevated dating experience and relationship, honor that for her. No sex on the first several dates. Women are so used to men wanting to get in their pants. And even if you do want this, it's okay. You'll stand out above the rest by being the one guy who doesn't even try. Decide this for yourself from the very beginning. Honor and respect her body by getting to know, honor, and respect her mind, feelings, passions, desires, dreams, personality first. In terms of what to wear, this greatly depends on the date activity, but do know that what we wear says a lot about us. And what we wear on dates is a lot about how we will show up in the relationship. So put on a clean pair of underwear without holes. It might not seem like anything to you, but we unconsciously act differently when we also have our unseen ducks in a row and aren't just pretending to. Think about the man behind the curtain in The Wizard of Oz. You don't want to talk a big game if you don't have it. Despite your intention, that's a form of lying, incongruent words and actions, and ultimately blocks you from authentically relating. You want all aspects of yourself to match the presentation, so the presentation isn't a lie or a cover for the truth of who you are. If there is an incongruence between the internal and the external, or habits and how you are alone versus habits and how you are in relationship, I invite you to take a closer look at what it is, why it differs for you, and what you might need to do in order to bring them into alignment. Plus, relationships are built from the ground up, starting with the foundation. You can think of your underwear like the physical manifestation of the foundation you would lay. Does dirty, holey underwear seem like a solid, sturdy foundation? Because to me, it sure doesn't. And on the topic of holes, let's just make sure you aren't sporting stains or holes in anything you're wearing. Holes and stains tell her you don't pay attention to details and ultimately that you don't care. Details in the fabric, man, details in the fabric. If you don't pay attention to yourself, don't care about the details, that will also spill over and show up in how you tend to her and the relationship or don't. And I understand there's a comfort and a nostalgia to a ratty old concert t shirt or your grandfather's cardigan, but save that for another time. Remember, important VIP client. I'm not suggesting you wear a tuxedo or suit and tie, unless, of course, you're that kind of guy and the date activity calls for it, but put some effort in. Like, what is clean, but still authentically expressive of who you are? The shirt you get compliments on your eyes every time you wear it. Go with that. Because you also want to feel comfortable and highlight your best attributes. On one side, she's the VIP client, but on the other side, you are. And we're setting you up to be both at the same time. Lastly, mental preparation. Because again, you want to make a good impression, but you're also seeing if she is a good fit for you. Dating can seem like women are the ones with the ultimate say, but you get a choice too. So take some time to recall the information you gleaned from the visualization meditation to have fresh in your mind before the date. What you want and need matters too, and will help you intentionally craft the reality you experience rather than have it crafted for you by the unconscious measures and mechanisms of your past. We'll address managing nervousness in the next video.